Hi, everybody. Hi, Albany. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
I'm really happy that we're finally doing Judith's Jewelry Box. It has been way too long since our last one.
I agree, but we're going to ring in the new year. We've got all kinds of fun things to talk about.
We're going to bling in the new year, you mean?
Okay. Oh, wait, hold up your hands. Are we wearing the same rings again?
Uh,
Ah.
well, definitely. Wait, the marquee, yes. And
Mhm.
this one, I think. Of course.
Yes, of course. So, Heidi, as we get started, one of the things I'm hoping you can share with us is sometimes what the different shapes of stones say about your personality. Because I feel like with Judith Ripka, she's been allowing us to feel like our most beautiful self for years. So now we can also, with our partnership with JTV, pick up more than one ring, have them to fit our personalities. And by the way, if you're just now joining us for the first time and you're wondering what's going on here, up here in the top left is what we're talking about. On the bottom, you see that shop button that says Make It Mine. You can find anything that we're talking about and check it out without leaving the live stream. So it's a great deal.
And let's say hi to Sheila, who just joined us on Facebook. So, hi, Sheila.
Hi, Sheila.
Albany, you know what? You're right. This gives us the opportunity to talk about different personalities and how it relates to stone shapes, but also how great is it that you really can, with Judith Ripka Bella Luce rings, have a plethora of rings at your fingertips because we are all about attainable luxury. And
Yes.
what's better than being able to get a lot of bright, sparkling, flashing Bella Luce rings for our fingers because I keep a box because I like to coordinate what ring
Yes.
I'm wearing with the rest of my jewelry. So
Yes.
it's a great thing that we're able to do this. And so we have a beautifully curated selection, in my opinion, today. Not all of them, but a lot. Oh, I love the oval. That's a great one to start with for sure. That can you take that one off though because that doesn't even do it justice because people can't see
Mm-mm.
all the fabulous details on that ring. So this is a new oval ring that we introduced this past month and it gives me a feeling of a crown of royalty. It has the halo, the pave halo going around it, but we accented it with larger prong set Bella Luces sporadically that you could see actually in that side view that they're a little bit higher. The
Mm-hmm.
entire basket is encrusted in pave Bella Luce. We have Bella Luce going down that shank. And then, of course, you have your signature Judith Ripka Southampton. You have your rope texture. It is such a fabulous, fabulous style. It is just under 7 carats total Bella Luce weight. It's spectacular. I'm actually wearing it here on my pointer finger. I don't know if you could see it.
I
Can
see
you
it.
see?
I see it.
And it is a little bit higher than most rings because we did that crown effect with all that pave work. It's such a
Yes.
stunning, that's so beautiful.
Ah, it is. This one's a little big for me, so I'm going to kind of hold it here so you can get an idea.
Yeah,
But
same here.
the total look that you get when you wear this one is about ultimate elegance. And if you've been watching some of the design themes that are happening in the jewelry world, the idea of ultimate elegance and minimalistic are working. And so that means find one big showy piece, go for that elegance. And I think, Heidi, one of the things that grabs my heart is I've had the pleasure of working with Judith since her couture days in Madison Avenue for the fashion weeks at New York Fashion Week. And everything about this is exact to her couture standards. So when you pick up a ring today, and every time you slip it on your finger, you've got almost 50 years of experience and couture quality and that brand recognition. I mean, she was putting her name on every single piece. No worries to you that you have all of the weight on your shoulders now, Heidi, to try to carry that.
And
But
no,
you
no worries. Just picking up
I
the
look at
baton.
size of the center stone. Talk to me a little bit about the stone. One of the things that cracks me up about Heidi is it doesn't matter where we are, what we're doing. If we talk about a colored stone, in her brain, she starts cataloging all the stones that it could possibly be, where they're from, the region. And one of the things that you've been so good about was educating us about the quality of Bella Luce, and not all diamond simulants are the same. This to me looks like a D-color flawless diamond. What are we really working with here?
Well, basically, just like diamonds, cubic zirconias are actually graded. Not the same grading scale. It doesn't go D through, well, we don't
Right?
even talk about beyond a certain point, but these are comparable because the fact that they're so white. So a D
Yes.
diamond is the whitest color that you can get. And so when you're dealing with Bella Luce and the Bella Luce that we use in our jewelry, that's what you're getting here. And because of the fact that it's a diamond simulant, it is perfect. Hi, Judith and Mark. Thanks for joining us tonight. So these are comparable to a D flawless because of the
Mm-hmm.
fact the clarity is pristine, the color is perfectly white and bright. And so this oval is cut just like a diamond. So they're all cut like diamonds. This has a highly radiant bottom. So what happens with a radiant bottom is that it makes the light bounce off of the facets to really give it a lot of sparkle and a lot of brilliance. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why these Bella Luce stones are so incredible. And honestly, when I put on my diamond ring that David proposed with, I usually
Yes.
end up back in the drawer and taking out a Bella Luce ring instead.
I hope he's not watching. You
But you
know,
know what? It's
you
okay
can
because
you can see all of the faceting in this. You can see the sparkle. And I think that's one of the things for me as a woman. I don't feel like I have to settle anymore. In fact, I get more. I get to have the couture quality. I get to have the very specific details, the time consuming details. I mean, not even every manufacturing facility has the ability to make a Judith Ripka piece. It is that exquisite. Um, that's our oval. I think let's go to the second item. I believe that's on this finger. Is it the cushion? Do we have cushion number two?
number two is an oval. I'm going to go to
Oh, we're
that
going to
in
go to the
one.
second oval, this one.
Correct. That's the one with the half moons on the side. But
Yes.
before we move on to that one, Albany, I
Hmm.
did say that we're going to talk about personalities and personalities
Okay.
as it relates to the stones that people are attracted to. And they say
Hmm.
that women that are attracted to an oval stone, their personality tends to be a more daring personality, more individualistic. Those are those party people that are larger than life. So does that
Ah,
anybody out there that loves ovals? Because that's what they say your personality is. Albany, that wouldn't be you by any chance. Huh.
I do love a good oval. There's something about it too that's so flattering because it gives you that north south. So if you've ever been worried about, knuckles that are a little bit larger, your fingers are getting not perfect. I have arthritis, so mine are different every day. An oval is so incredibly flattering and it's very showy. It shows larger.
It does. It shows very large, actually, which I always find so incredible because, well, I like big stones. I like big
Me
jewelry.
too.
And so that's why I find an oval to be great. It is flattering because, it's long, but it's slenderizing because of the narrowness of how an
Mhm.
oval is, that elongated effect. So it really does flatter the finger. And, it's not often that in our rings we use half moons for side stones. And a half moon
Right.
is something that's very special, that kind of a cut. It's a very special cut. It's something that is more of a premier cut. You don't see them coming and going. You see a lot of baguettes, and we use a lot of baguettes, but you don't
Right.
see a ton of half moons, which makes it a little more unique.
What's interesting to me too, because with an oval, you have to have a really good stone to get an oval and maximize that faceting. So you're
Yeah,
getting all of that. Look at that one. Wow,
it's
look at that
incredible.
sparkle.
It's incredible. And this one, just to put it in perspective, I'm going to hold it up next to the other oval we were looking at. So the total weight on this one that we're talking about with the half moons is 12.20 carats. This is the one that we
Mhm.
were looking at before. But this one has a halo. So the one that we're looking at now, the one with the half
This one?
moons, it's almost the same size as the 12 carat. When you take the halo into consideration, you're getting
Yes.
more stone presence with the oval with the half moons, and you're getting more design detail here. But size wise, you're getting
Very
double the.
similar.
Yep, but it reads similar because of the way this is designed. So big and bold and beautiful and sparkly, and you have your gorgeous pave down the shank as well. So
Hmm.
I'll hold that since you have it on. So you have your half moons followed by the pave shank, and again with all of our signature textures, the mill grain, a little bit of an estate feel, and we did rope prongs to hold in that center stone.
Yes. Absolutely beautiful on that one.
And I want to say hi to somebody, but I am the worst with pronunciation. So Hala maybe. I'm so sorry if I'm massacring your name, but thanks for joining us this evening. Albany, that ring
Absolutely.
is
Okay.
spectacular.
So last looks on this one. Here's what I need to share with you. On some of these, we're getting very limited in sizing and what we have available. So if you see something you love, one of the things that we really appreciate about JTV's partnership is if you get it home, you have a 30-day inspection period. If you don't love it, please send it back. We don't want you to have something you don't love. The other thing I would also suggest is that JTV has their Jewel Safe program. And there's a little, what about a 5 or 10 millimeter band back here if you needed to have any sizing done. So we can talk to you about that as well. But a piece like this is so balanced and you're going to want to fit it perfectly. I want you to get it home, see what it feels like. But if you see one or two you love, go ahead and put those in your cart and check them out tonight because Heidi has a huge, huge show coming in February on air at JTV. Some of these items will not make it to then. They may not make it until the end of this show. So if you're kind of picking up what I'm putting down, go ahead and add it to your cart, check it out. You won't exit the live stream. You'll still be here with us, but it'll make sure you don't miss out on one you love because this is one I have been loving for a long time.
Give me both.
I actually, do you know that I actually own this ring and I wear it on my middle finger?
Yeah, well, I have it on my middle finger. Exactly. It's a great looking ring. And so even though a lot of people classify them as a solitaire, as an engagement ring, because of all the design details in them, to me, they can be worn as a right hand ring. They don't have to be worn on a ring finger. You can wear them on your middle finger, on your pointer finger. I'm not a thumb ring person, but I know a lot of people do wear thumb rings, which is also a
Mm-hmm.
fun, funky look. But to me,
Yes,
diamonds are neutral. They're not just for weddings. You could wear them with anything for any
every
occasion.
day.
Enjoy these rings in your everyday life. You don't have to be married to be wearing a Bella Luce cocktail ring, which to me is
Absolutely.
so important. And I love this marquee because it is a east-west silhouette. We're used to seeing marquees typically set north-south. That's a very traditional setting, a north-south setting. This is a little more unusual. It has a bit of an Art Deco-y type feel because it has that channel set halo going around the center marquee stone. It does have channel set straight baguettes going down the shank. We have all that detail on the side. We have some individually prong set Belle Luces around the basket. It has
Mm-hmm.
all signature details. And the other thing that I neglected to mention, Albany, is that all of the Judith Ripka sterling silver is rhodium plated. So the rhodium
Huge.
plating not only protects it and keeps it white and bright so that you're not constantly getting tarnished and having to clean it, but it also enhances the whiteness of the Bella Luce because it is a very white reflective metal.
Well, it's a member of the platinum family, and it always entertains me. I actually get super excited when I hear that Judith does this because not all designers do this. Rhodium, here's my super geek coming out. Rhodium trades on the stock exchange at about 5 to 10x of gold. Rhodium is super expensive. So to plate anything in rhodium means that A, it's a very well thought out design, it's the extra step, it's expensive, But to me, I think of it like free insurance because I no longer am I polishing. I'm not worried about tarnish or fingerprints or, the basic scratches from everyday wear. It really makes your pieces stay brand new looking for a long, long time.
You've said a few things both with this ring and the last ring that keep make something come to my mind, which is the
Okay.
jewel program. Because before
Yes.
you were talking about the importance of your Bella Luce ring being balanced on your finger, and now you're talking about scratches and stuff like that. And if we're wearing and enjoying our jewelry, things will happen to it. You
It
know,
will.
I I notoriously bang my hand into every door frame I walk by for some reason. I've knocked stuff out because of that. I've scratched things. And
Right.
so one of the programs that JTV offers is their Jewel Safe program. And I know I've mentioned it before to people. I like mentioning it because it's not something we ever had an opportunity to offer in the past. And
Right.
since things do happen, knowing that with Jewel Safe, you have this added level of protection for your purchase, knowing that
Sure.
if you buy your ring in a size 7, but you're really a 6.5 because there's no size 6.5, it
Right.
actually includes one finger size, one ring size adjustment. It
Right.
includes things like if you lose a stone, if a stone gets chipped, they'll replace it. So it's just to me a very small step for
I
ensuring your
agree.
protection. So you just
Right.
said those made it come to my head, and I just wanted to share that with people that might not be familiar with it. Maybe you're new to
Sure.
shopping with JTV. So I always like
Well,
pointing that out. Thank you,
it makes
Sheila.
a ton
It
of sense. I got to tell you, we already are using quite a bit of our time, and so I want
oh,
to
we have
go
to
through
keep
the
moving.
next one because now we're going to go to something clad. We've heard from you that many of you are saying bring more clad. So this is a 14 karat gold over sterling silver, and one of the things that I think you're going to appreciate, like my Cairo earrings or my necklace. If you've seen me on Instagram and just anywhere, I wear this necklace all the time. Judith Ripka's clad pieces, I don't hate to use the word sturdy, but are sturdy. They are wearable. And it's again about your commitment to manufacturing couture quality pieces.
Well, we use all the same factories to make the
Hmm.
collection that we brought to JTV that has been making the couture collection. So they know the quality, they know the standards. And we went through a lot of vigorous training with all these factories to make sure that they could produce the jewelry at the quality that we expect, the quality that our customer expects. And we set
Yes.
high demands for them. So things will get rejected if we don't feel it's up to our standards. And so everything that we make is couture quality. And so this ring is also an east-west silhouette, like the marquee that we were looking at prior to this. This is
Yes.
now oval shape, going back to that oval, and it has a completely different vibe from the
It
other ones.
does.
It's a much more modern look. The 14 karat gold clad, I think, really makes it a little more modern in addition to positioning it that way. You have those all
Right.
pave prongs, and we did something which marries old with new. So even though the fact that it's set east west is modern, the fact that we did all those prongs, that's a very vintage look when
Yes.
you do all those prongs like that. It's a really great
Us.
way of setting a stone. And so that's the marriage of estate with contemporary, which is what Judith is so known for, how to marry the two.
I got to tell you, a six prong setting is exquisite. And usually, when you see six prongs on a solitaire, that's kind of my eye as somebody who has been in jewelry for since 95 of, oh, that must be a good stone. Ah, that's an important stone because
Yeah.
you don't often see six prongs on stones. And that one is exquisite, but yet it's a little minimalistic because there's not a lot of going on. It's just all
Yeah.
about that center stone.
Yep, and it is a gorgeous stone. And I will tell you, when they send me stones that aren't cut to the proportions that I find acceptable, I'll
Yeah.
reject them. So like this
Ooh,
stone has all those gorgeous facets. There's no X in it. Sometimes if it's faceted incorrectly, you'll see an X in the middle of the stone. You don't have that here. You just have all that beautiful faceting that the light is just bouncing right off of, and it's absolutely magnificent. I'm going to take a cue from you though, And I'm going to move us to the next one because you're right. Like
Okay.
we've been talking so much about all these other rings and there's so many great ones to get to. And I want to move on to an Art Deco style that is
Okay.
really spectacular. And this is an emerald step cut Bella Luce ring. And the reason why it's, first of all, I mean, it's like looking into a mirror, this stone.
It
It is so
is.
incredible. And so it's Art Deco because what we did was two steps of straight baguettes, a larger one and then a slightly
Mhm.
smaller one on either side of the stone. We then, of course, I'm going to take it off to show you all. We then, of course, put the little cherry on top. I don't know if you can see it on mine. There's a bullet. I don't know if everyone's familiar with bullet shaped stones. There's a lot of specialty cut stones that we've been using in these. Up there, you can kind of see it from the angle. You see at the bottom, right
Yep.
here is that bullet. Really unusual stone cut, really something special. Now we made this all open on the side here so the light could really shine through. We have all of our texture though, all the gorgeous mill grain. And along the side here after the bullet is our figure eight that you frequently see in some of our estate jewelry, just to be in keeping with that whole Art Deco theme. This ring, Albany, has over 14 carats of Bella Luce,
Wow.
14.40 to be exact. It is
So
incredible. It is showy. Go
as we're
on.
looking at these, if you see the item up here, go ahead and click on that. It'll give you a big exploded view of an image of this particular ring. I understand that the lights are so bright and that this is shiny. This is what happens when you get a really well faceted stone. So if you want to see a different view, you can always click on this image up here. It'll take you to that. If you want to make it yours, go ahead and click on the images down here. There's a shop button. But this is one true, if truly, if you love a step cut, if you love looking into the mirrors of jewelry and kind of getting lost in it, this is a beautiful, beautiful option, not to be outdone by maybe our next option.
No, we won't. We'll definitely not be outdoing it. They're each one is more beautiful than the next, though. Like I really enjoy when we do these Bella Luce shows and we look at these rings because there's so many beautiful ones and we never get enough time to talk about them. But they're
Well,
all
I think
gorgeous.
too, it gives you a chance to see them side by side, right? So then you can kind of go, did I want this one? Did I want that one? And what you do realize is there's probably a place for both in your jewelry box.
There certainly is. And by the way, so we were talking about your personality and the different stone cuts. So people that gravitate to an emerald cut, they tend to be more sophisticated. They go for effortless dressing and they're a little more powerful. There may be that corporate executive, the CEO of a company, or
I
me.
love it. All right, so are
I
we
have,
moving to the next one? Are we moving to the
yeah,
the 9.8? Is it a cushion
yeah. We were
or
moving to the
radiant?
9.8. Nope, that's another emerald cut.
Oh,
So
there we
this
go.
also again with the unusual side stones. So these have trapezoids on the side. So you have your traditional octagon step cut, which is another word for an emerald cut. Then the side stones are your trapezoid side stones. So it's a really pretty cut. It's kind of, well, it's the shape of a trapezoid, obviously, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of a baguette, but just the way it's faceted because it
Hmm.
has the steps. And so this one, like you were saying, it's 9.80 carats of Bella Luce. And this one has our Southampton on the shank. So it goes from the trapezoid Pave Bella Luce to the Southampton texture, again, open on the side to really help the light come through on this step cut.
Absolutely beautiful. I think the Southampton gives it a bit of a vintagey old world feel on this one, and yet you still get the love and the beauty of that emerald cut right in the center.
You know, like I was saying earlier, for anyone joining us a little bit later, I pretty much exclusively only wear Bella Luce rings now. My ring is in the safe and I favor all of these. And I love these rings because they sparkle so much. And I have to tell you, not that I'm trying to fool anybody, but no one ever thinks that it's not a genuine diamond because of the fact that they are Bella Luce, because of the
Right.
fact that color is so incredible. The faceting is so incredible. The clarity is so incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking to expand your assortment of Belle Luce engagement rings, or you could wear it as a right hand ring. There's so many gorgeous ones to choose from. We only picked about 10 for tonight, but there's so many more on jtv.com under Judith Ripka if you're interested in seeing an assortment. Albany, the next one we're looking at is also a step cut, but it's a completely different feel from these two.
This one,
Yes,
correct?
that
I
is
was
the one.
looking
Ooh,
down my list to see which one I thought you were going to grab next. There we go. I think this one has got a bit of a casual, cool vibe to it.
it does. So my husband makes engagement rings for a living. That's what he's always done for his whole career. And the past year, I would say, he's had a huge run on bezel set stones. Everybody wants bezel set all of a sudden, where these rings go in trends. One year everybody wants rounds with baguettes, another year is a pear and oval. Every year the trends change. The past year it's been all about the bezel set. And so
Yes.
this is a very modern look. So it's a emerald cut stone that's bezel set. It's a rope textured bezel because it's
Yep.
Judith Ripka. And then the shank is a channel set round Belle Luces going down it, and then followed by our angled berget. So you have our textures throughout, and then you have that little secret surprise on the side that we're both showing, and that is this pave Belle Luce along the basket. That finishing touch, that extra sparkle to really
Mm-hmm.
make it stand out. And one of the things we didn't mention is that most of these have a back plate in it. And the reason
Yeah.
we put that back plate in it is that it finishes the ring. It's a signature couture look to put a back plate. It feels great when it goes on. It's smooth, nothing catches. It feels really good on your finger.
Yes. Absolutely.
Great looking
Okay.
ring. 7.80 carats in total.
Ab and very, very wearable. If you are an active lifestyle and you move around a lot, but yet you want to wear your ring every day, that's probably one of the best bets for you in the collection, simply because it's protected. Your stone is protected. It doesn't sit too high. It's easy to wear every day. I'm a transformed tomboy, so I'm always looking at what can I wear every day, no matter what it is that the day brings me. All right, which
That's a
one do
really
you want to
good
do next?
point.
You want to do the crossover, the split shank, or do you want to go to the cushion?
Could we do the cushion? That's what I threw on my finger because it
Yep,
was
that's great. Got it.
staring me in the face, and such another gorgeous standout style, nice bold style. So this is an elongated cushion. Cushions can be more square or they could be elongated and more rectangular,
Okay.
which is what we have here. And then you have it flanked actually by the more square cushion cut stones on either side with pave going down the shank. Another very traditional style. This one has a double split shank with the fine rope texture. I'm sorry, this one has just a rope texture prong on it.
Yes.
And it also has the pave along the sides, texture throughout. Again, the back plate. This one, Albany, is 14.60 carats of Belle Luce.
Nice.
It is a showstopper. It is big, it is bold, but it has all the signature elements of a Judith Ripka style. And if you
Mhm.
are drawn to that cushion cut style, then you're probably a little feminine, dependable, but you love to be dazzling.
Mm.
I don't know. So far, all these seem to describe both of us.
I like it. I like it. Okay, so let's move on to the crisscross shank, if you don't
Yes.
mind, because this one
Or,
is so unlike anything that we've shown so far. If you're
yeah.
looking for something a little bit more ornate.
A little more ornate, and I feel a little bit more delicate because of the way the shank is made.
Mhm.
So this is a micro pave Belle Luce shank that has that crisscross, or as I like to call it, hugs and kisses. It reminds me of, because when you
Yes,
look at
that's what it
that,
looks like.
it looks like XOX. And so the center is a cushion cut stone as well. This one is a total of 9.65 carats of Belle Luce. Um, it's a little big on me. So let me see if I could find a finger that'll sit more balanced on. Does it fit? Yeah, it fits your finger perfectly, actually. But this is a great style. Now, it's funny when you look at this, which is about a 9 carat center, compared to some of the other rings, it does have a slightly smaller feel. Because if you look at, let's see, like the one that we were looking at before, this emerald cut in the bezel set, that one's a total of 7.80 carats. So you're talking very similar weights, but yet look at how much bigger the bezel set looks versus the cushion cut. So some people might want something a little more delicate, and I think that is probably a better ring for someone looking for a more delicate style. It is really spectacular though, this square cushion. It does have also micro pave on the prongs. So really classic in my opinion. Very classic stuff
Absolutely.
with all that pave and some
And
milgrain work.
I was gonna say, if you are a classic kind of girl, you are a classic traditionalist, this is probably your ring. We have one more that we
We
need
do.
to get in here.
We
And I'll tell
do.
you what, this one does not fit my finger. I think we are now very, very limited in what we
Yes.
have available. I'm
Yes.
gonna
So
put
when
this one.
when I picked this ring, Albany, we had inventory on it. It's been selling really fast. We are now down to only a size 10 and a size 11 in this ring. So this is an Asher cut. And so the Asher cut was created by the Asher brothers in 1902. And what they did was they made a version of an emerald cut. They truncated it. They made it more of a cushion shape. So it's a squared off shape. It is a step cut. It has the truncated corners, and there is nothing like an Asher cut. When you get a gorgeous Asher cut, it is mesmerizing. You look like it feels like you're looking into like the house of mirrors. You know, when you go into like a amusement park and you go into that, just the lights reflecting, you're looking into it. It feels like it goes forever in an Asher cut. That's what it feels like when I look down on this ring, that you're in that hall of mirrors. And so this one has double baguettes on either side, tapered baguettes. It has a micro pave shank going around it with our gorgeous angled berget texture. But honestly, you have to be one of those lucky women to be a size 10 or size 11 to get this ring home. That is it. That's the thing that we're finding, Albany. You mentioned it earlier. A lot of these we've been selling through. They're all great prices. I'm pretty sure I saw that every single ring we looked at today is on sale. So if there's something that you like, you definitely want to get it now.
Let us know what you've been looking for. Heidi does take personal requests, and she has some big shows coming up. Here's what I'll share with you. If you've not had a chance, oh, the baby's there. If you've not had a chance to say yes to you, to start your year off with doing something spectacular yourself, try a Judith Ripka ring. They're so fun. Once you get one on and you feel the difference, you will know what we're talking about. And I hope you're able to wear it in happiness and health. Hello, baby kitty.
This is Orange. He's the only friendly one that likes to hang out. My other one hides. That's okay.
Oh, I bet.
My
Well,
baby.
Heidi, thank you for bringing us these gorgeous pieces. While we still have your size, remember there's a shop now button right here below. We'd be happy to help you find your right pieces. Heidi is on Instagram and Facebook. I'm Albany Irvin on Instagram and Facebook. We would be glad to answer any questions or help you do some personal shopping. We love to do that for you.
Absolutely. We'd love to. But really, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Albany, always so much fun to do these with you. So thank you for your time tonight. And we will see you all in February.
Okay.
Good night.
Bye. Good night.